Hence, there wasn't an aha moment. It wasn't a specific flash in time that captured the infamous coming out of the closet for me. The light streaming into the closet wasn't luminous and bright. Sometimes it wasn't seen at all, and other times it was muted by dulled shadows. Other times were dark, pitched black.
Hey everyone, this video is going to be about my coming out post that I did last week. And my coming out post, I decided to do a post just naturally as somebody that likes to express themselves with paint. I thought, why not morph and do some photo edits mixed with some poetry, mixed with just my story in general in writing. I thought it was important for me to get it out in writing because I could do a video like this and talk to you about it, which would be very much a lot more long-winded than me sitting down in front of my laptop and just saying, okay, how can I simplify my story into like some main ideas and have obviously no distinct start and finish like I talk about in my post, but have it make sense and be a reflection of me and my particular story. Not just the fact that I had crushes on actresses growing up and I would draw them, which was maybe a small indicator back then, but just in general, building relationships with other people and just understanding that universal feeling of love everyone has the birthright to possess. So that was the point of the post. My intention for writing it, I sat down and this was before the new year, and I thought of what is one post this upcoming year that I want to kick the year off with that will set my year in stride with how I want to live the rest of my life and really be a reflection of my growth from this past decade, these past 2 decades actually, really just stepping into myself, stepping into the best version of myself. What would I like to embody? And I think I've grown to the point where I think I've lived in so much fear for a long period of time based off of my own limited beliefs and like going to college and meeting people and going through high school and living my life this routine way. You know, I always did the right thing. Always, I got a scholarship for basketball. I was a straight A student. I was a perfectionist, and I try not to be as much now, but my ever-growing connection to my present state and where I want to be right now, that aligned with everything. And there wasn't one time that I felt bad about posting it, except for right before I was about to post it. I think that was the moment that I was like, I mean, you don't really think about it until you're about to click post, like that moment in between. You don't usually think about, which I don't. Whenever I'm posting on Instagram, my art or anything, there's not a doubt. But if there's something that, I guess that shows you the true vulnerability and your true connection to how comfortable you are with yourself, I thought to myself, yep, this is like me. This is a big, that's why I started with this is a vulnerable part of me, because I felt like I was giving a piece of myself out there that I hadn't previously gave. And I'm a deep person. I'm a deep thinker. I mean, if you look at any of my art, it's usually, I try and make it thought-provoking, but this was something that was very close to home. I mean, it was me. So I took a second to really think about it. I was sitting on my bed, like, I don't think I can post this. Like, and the voice came in again, that voice that tells you that you're not good enough, or why are you doing this, or you think you're so important, like things like that don't even make sense. And then thinking of the equivalent in terms of Instagram, saying in front of, being on stage and saying in front of everybody that you're gay. It's easy to hide behind my screen, and that's like, that's the easy part. But then when you think of it as you announcing it to people, to all of your followers or all of your, for Facebook, like which includes my family and friends of family and friends of friends and whoever ends up seeing it, you don't think about that, but you think about it right before you're about to post. And I will not lie, I procrastinated it. I knew I was gonna post it at the end of the day, but I didn't know exactly what time, so I gave myself a window like 6 to 6:30, and I remember it kept getting closer to 6:30. I'm like, I'll just cook dinner. I'll have dinner before I do this. Or I'll just clean up my table, like reorganize the books on my table, or reorganize my drawers, like whatever excuse that my brain was telling me to do. And then I finally just did it. I posted it and it was up. And I mean, I didn't realize before I did it the amount of energy that just is like out of you, or not out of you, released. I felt that release. I really did. And I was just like, tried to do other things. I tried to work on a painting that I'm doing right now. And I kept checking my phone. I kept checking. And I was like, oh my God, I can't believe I really did that. Like, there's no turning back. Just because, I mean, with social media today, everyone knows everything. So I just posted it and I said, this is to the new year, to me finally being me this year. Unapologetically, not saying that in a cliche way, but truthfully, like, no apologies, like, this is who I am. And I finally felt that, so it felt good to get it out. Yeah, so the truth about coming out, I guess that the point of this video is you never really stop coming out. I knew that it wouldn't be my last, there's never like a last time you come out. And things that I didn't talk about in the video, or sorry, in the post, is my process, or I kind of did talk about my process, but if you are looking to come out and you're not ready to tell people, it's totally okay. Like, you have your timing and you know when things are right. If you're looking to come out, my first step that was super helpful, probably the most helpful thing I've heard, and I don't even know what video I heard this from, but it basically just said, come out to yourself first, which is so simple, but you don't really think of it. And I remember it was my freshman year of college, and I would think of these things on my drives to and from home. And I thought, you know what? It was after a break and I was driving up to go back. I said, I'm going to start accepting that I like girls. Like, let's just see how it goes. And in certain situations, I'd notice myself pull back, like in certain, I remember there was this, in this one class in college. It was like an icebreaker. It was a really weird icebreaker class for freshmen. And I think that this is a little bit absurd when I think back to it, because I was so uncomfortable when everyone had to stand for certain things. Like, are you Republican or Democrat? Easy stuff like that. Not easy, but I mean, in the scheme of things, like, stand up for your political party. This sounds like really bad, like a really bad icebreaker. But at one point they said, like, if you were in the LGBTQ space, like if you are gay or bi or whatever, if you're gay, stand up. And I found myself frozen. I mean, I couldn't. I wasn't even out to myself at that point. But that's kind of the equivalent that I think of when I hear people say, and of course I'm surrounded by all my peers, when I hear people say, like, just come out, like, what's the big deal? Just live. But, and that's even what I preached in my blog, but more so paint yourself in color when you're ready. That's the little piece, because I was not ready for the longest time. I never talked about it. I could not even say the word gay without going like curling into my shell. I couldn't, but, it comes with time. People ask me, like, the outpouring of people that have reached out to me after I posted, it made all of those doubts just kind of fly away. I feel so fortunate in the people that are in my life, my family and my friends, and people that have reached out that I haven't even talked to, like, since high school. And it's just absolutely incredible and just humbling. It's just, like, so genuine. I just feel the authenticity of it. That was the most authentic moment that I've had on social media, where I saw the true positive sense of community and sense of support. But I realize it's not like that for everyone. It's not. And that's what I think. Everyone should feel support, because I know exactly how that feels. Like, I know how isolating it is. I've been there, and it's a growing process. It's not like, what I've learned is, yes, now you have to fully embody this. Like, you are fully embodying the best version of yourself when you're driving to get Starbucks coffee, when you're doing, that's so basic. I don't know why I just said that. When you're, anywhere you go in your life, you got to embody it. That's the truth about coming out. When you stand and say, I take a stand, this is who I am. gotta stand up for yourself in any situation, even when you're uncomfortable. Even when there's 6,000 people and you stand up. I'm just comparing it to Instagram, but it's just the truth. And I support anyone in whatever stage of the process they're in. And just know, if you are about to come out, or you haven't even started thinking about it, you're just like, what even am I looking up? This video is also just a thank you to the people that reached out, because that's, at the end of the day, people just being of support gives those who haven't come out the confidence. Because when you have a good support system, it makes it a lot easier. And I realize I'm fortunate because of that, and I take it for granted. And I just wanted to say, I feel so strong in my support system that's why I come across it. I'm more confident. And when people are calling me brave and all these things, I'm like, no, like, I just wanted to be vulnerable. I just really wanted to come into myself and hopefully intend to help another soul, because I was there and I was looking up videos like this, and I was looking up stories, and I was grateful for people actually putting out content. And that's where I just feel the overload of love. Like, I just feel such a surplus of love in my life right now. It's insane. And I'm so grateful. The reason that I'm not as emotional, I don't think, is because physically emotional is I've been out to myself, like I said, for probably about 4 years, where I really stepped into myself. But still, there were situations I never admitted it. But it's so hard. It's really, really hard when it's your life and these are your people. Yeah, you could say it and like, yeah, but when you're on the other line with your grandma and you're trying to tell her who you are, it's a different story. So I know how it is. But yep, I just wanted to say thank you guys so much for the outpouring of support, because I have never felt such support in my life. And I know that I've had it from my family, but I swear, just the most random reaching out, the people, someone I've never spoken to in real life, saying so many nice compliments and singing praises to me. Those little ones make all the more difference as well. Like, something so small can make a huge difference. There's really a fly in here. But, sorry. We all have the right to love. That's the bottom line. And that's what I tried to get across. And another one was that story at the end where I ended off just with that feeling in my chest when I'm around that person. And it's just like an all-encompassing feeling that I can't describe. Like, that's what it's all about. Like, I felt alive. And you can't get that all the time, especially from somebody else. And also just the whole process of self-acceptance. So I broke it down into process of self-acceptance and the right to love somebody, because we all deserve that in our life. That's what it's about. So in my connection to the present moment, I've been meditating and really looking into like my subconscious work and my higher self. So that's also helped me a lot. And being present now and being comfortable and not thinking like, oh my God, what if I come out? What if I don't have kids? Like, all of these questions that flood your mind, like, you just need to come to the present moment. And I am constantly doing that. It's not easy, but I'm trying to constantly do that. So thank you guys for watching. If you haven't checked out my blog post and read my story, I will link it down below in the description box, and hopefully you can check it out and give it a read. It is a little bit lengthy, but I tried, as I rant on in my videos, but I tried to really simplify it down. And there's a couple poems in there too, and then some photos of me scattered. So I hope that you guys like that. And thank you again if you've reached out to me. It means the world. Thank you so much. I'll see you in the next video.